Okay, hang on. Okay. Hi, I'm Allison Pickell with Coldwell Banker RPM Group, and I want to welcome you to Mortgage Monday, where I invite a lender to discuss issues that we've been seeing in the real estate market so that you can learn what you need to know before you get in the market. I have with me today Jacob Rice from Bank of Little Rock Mortgage. And Jacob, I have found lately that when I take a buyer out shopping and we're ready to write an offer, especially with low inventory and sometimes multiple offers being the situation, that if my buyer is not pre-qualified and I don't have a letter, that their offer might not be considered before others. Can you talk to people about the pre-qualification process and what's needed and how long it takes?
Yes, thank you for having me on. Yes, I'd say it's extremely important if you're planning to make offers, to be pre-qualified. It allows you to avoid, any hoops that you might not have known about, whether it be something on credit you didn't know about, but also really it allows your offer to be taken seriously. It doesn't need to take a lot of time for a pre-qualification. We can offer online application. I can usually work them the same day if I get them early enough. And, if you aren't self-employed or own your own company, then it is easier. Now, if you are self-employed or own your own company, then there's some additional documentation. There's some things we really should look at closely to make sure that we all, have the right information in front of us. And in that case, it might take a day or two, depending on how quickly you can get us full copies of tax returns or business returns or K-1s and documents such as that.
And what are the elements that you usually need from everyone? What does everyone need to have ready before they call you?
Well, I would say in the least, a year-to-date pay stub, your last year's W-2s, last 2 months or so of bank statements. It may be important to have a mortgage statement available from other properties if you own them, or if you're pulling money from a retirement account or another investment account, to know what that looks like. You see divorces, so there might, if there's alimony or child support, it might be important to document kind of really what your liability is for that. But primarily income asset documentation, pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, tax returns, certainly if you're self-employed.
So if you're not self-employed, do you think the process takes about 24 hours typically?
I would say so. I mean, it's very busy right now. This is somewhat of an unusual year, but typically.
Yeah, we're not just low interest rates, we're historic low interest rates.
Right. So, even the basic pre-qualification can take a little longer just because everybody's extremely busy. So it takes time just to pull the application in, pull credit, put some information together and review your documents. So I would say probably at best, to go ahead and be safe to say that if you apply one day, you might get somewhat of a response or answer the next day,
okay,
or more if it's more involved.
So buyers out there, hear this advice. I'll be happy to take you to see one house before you're pre-qualified and make sure that you want to work with me. And but it's for your own benefit that I'm going to make you get pre-qualified before I show you more houses, because there's nothing worse than telling a buyer that, hey, we submitted that offer, but they wouldn't consider it because you didn't have a pre-qual letter. And they went with another offer, so we don't have time to go get one now. So talk to me a little bit about COVID and how that is affecting your industry.
It's been a big change, and it's kind of continually changing. Guidelines from Fannie Mae have come out. The investors we deliver loans to have come out. So if you're self-employed, and the primary thing around COVID is that if you are self-employed or own your own business, plan on and expect to need to document that you've got a year-to-date profit and loss, because 2019's tax returns are kind of old information at this point. Fannie Mae is looking for documentation that shows you're continuing to remain in business and your business is stable. You're invoicing clients or you're receiving income. If you're
so like March through October is key time period to show productivity.
Right. Well, even a year-to-date profit and loss. So we're collecting, 2020 profit and loss statements up to, October 15th or,
Okay.
year-to-date. So they really want to show that you're continually, operating as a business. So that's important. And a lot of people don't, expect to plan to, put together a profit and loss, on a mortgage application. So we're even needing to, we'll document business bank statements if that helps show that they're receiving income or, have, billing coming in.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, thank you so much for dropping by and giving us a little input into what's going on in the mortgage industry now. And if you need a loan, hope you'll give Jacob a call. And Jacob, what's your phone number?
Office line is 501-219-9100.
And he also has a website. Feel free to reach out to me if you'd like that. Go ahead and tell him real quick, but they can also contact me for that.
blrmortgage.com/Jacob Rice, JACOBRICE.
And if you need to buy or sell, Allison Pickell, Coldwell Banker, RPM Group, 501-920-2392. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Allison.
Thanks.